Hello, welcome to this taste challenge, not a Dawn Busters. It's mid-morning. Let me adjust these blinds a little bit because it can be bright. Okay. I was thinking about bringing in rum, solo review of Cruzan Age Light Rum. I was disappointed in the Age Dark Rum. Didn't taste too great. It tasted okay. It seemed like the more I drank it, the less I liked it. And I didn't really like it that much to start with. But some guy kept telling me, try Cruzan, try Cruzan. And I said, okay, he talked about how good it was. But maybe, maybe he was trying the Age Light Rum because I was impressed with the sampling I did of the Cruzan Age Light Rum. And I thought I'll do, because I have to make up some days coming up, because, during the summertime, you got days where you just know you can't do a taste challenge. There's no use trying to bother with it. And I'm trying to do 31 in 31 days. But I'm going to have to double up some days. That's just it. But it's no big tragedy or even a big deal. It's a challenge a little bit, but it's fine. Now, so I was thinking about jumping and doing rum on alternates, but I said, nah, I'll just blow through the scotch. And I hate to say it like that, because I was thinking to myself, talking to myself in my mind, I said, do I really mind doing scotch, continue doing it all? I don't really mind at all. I said, I think it's a matter of me being impatient. Like I want to be done, I want to be done so I could do rum and then I could do the brandy, because I bought this French brandy, which I'm chomping at the bit to try. And then I want to do the rye whiskey. I bought a new rye whiskey I'm all excited about. And then I want to do the bourbon, so it's not a matter of ever getting tired of any of the styles or the types of whiskey or liquor, I should say, because we're talking about whiskey of various sorts, brandy and rum. It's just an impatience. And I thought that's not good to be like that. But that is the truth. This is the way I am. Okay, so we have Grants over here. These glasses are clean. I would have just rinsed them if I'd have known I was doing this taste challenge. Thinking about doing a solo review of Jack Daniel's Down Home Punch flavored beer. But I'll have to fit that in later in the week. I see a lot of reviews for that. Some are probably worth watching. Some are probably unbearable to watch. If you get some of these flavored beers, some of the reviews are just unbearable. Unbearable. But anyway, so here's Grant's Triple Wood. I have the bottle where it says Family Reserve because they can't decide on what they want to call it. Everybody calls it Grant's, but this one's it. Family Reserve. The Family Reserve. And then 2 years ago, they came up with Triple Wood, but it's the same recipe. Oh, and then I forgot to mention single malt scotch. I'm bringing that into play. After I do the scotch taste challenges for this Grants versus everybody, I'm going to do a solo review for a single malt I bought, Tuamatin Dualcus, known in the rest of the world as Legend. But then as I buy more single malts, I'll do challenges. That'll take forever. Oh boy, here's the competitor, Sir Malcolm, introduced in 1967, famous nowhere, but sold a lot of places. There's the Crown, Kingdom of Scotland. It's got a unicorn and a lion. It's got a key, a whiskey barrel, a copper pot still, and a shock of grain. Okay, so it's sort of nice. It's showing the different Scottish components, and it's got this Royal Club. This is the Royal Club version. Is there a non-Royal Club version? No. Product of Scotland, soft and mellow. There's some medallions with no particular meaning that I can make out, because they probably have no particular meaning. blended Scotch whiskey, a blend of 100% choice Scotch whiskeys, imported and bottled by the Sir Malcolm Company. Yeah, not a real company. It's Sazerac, Frankfort, Kentucky. You say Frankfort, that's Buffalo Trace. This is bottled at Buffalo Trace. Well, Buffalo Trace, they'll only call it Buffalo Trace when they're doing bourbon and Wheatley vodka. If it's any other cheap thing that they don't want you to know about, they'll call it whatever company, Frankfort, Kentucky. Sazerac.com. There's your answer. 1-866-729-3722. 866-729-3722. And I'm not ridiculing them because I've called them a number of times and they are extremely helpful. Not only will they tell you where you can find a particular brand, if you can find it in your area. Some liquor companies will say, well, check the locator tool, and they don't want to bother with you. But Sazerac will say, what you looking for? Oh, where do you live? Okay, they'll look it up. You hear them typing. Oh, here's the stores that got it, that have it. They'll list the stores. And if they don't have it, like one thing I was looking for, they didn't have in this area. And the guy was like, yeah, the last time it was sold in your area was October 2014. Do you want to know what store that was? I said, no, don't worry about it. Although the store might have still had some, what I'm saying, on the shelf from the order. I just said, nah, don't worry about it. But that's an extremely helpful company, Sazerac, let me tell you, boy. And I asked him, I said, where are you located? I thought they were in the New Orleans office. The man said, we in Frankfort, Kentucky at Buffalo Trace. I said, oh. And he said, come visit us sometime, which I did. It's a great tour. Of course, if you go to Buffalo Trace, like I said, they're going to focus on bourbon exclusively, except they'll bring in the Wheatley vodka and talk about that. They were even letting us try it on the tour, but I didn't try it. They were giving us so much bourbon to try. I just felt like, oh, no. I got to drive to the hotel. I couldn't do it. Thankfully, they let us eat those chocolates. But one thing about Sazerac, they just kind of go berserk on the tastings. It's all free. The tour is free. They're not a member of the Bourbon Trail, because to be a member of the Bourbon Trail, you have to charge people admission. And they said they quit the Bourbon Trail. They used to be part of that association, but they said they didn't think it was right to charge customers to go look at their distillery, especially when they're going to be buying it, So that's just their philosophy. No charge, and no charge for the samples. And they just like, try this, try that, try this, try that. So I would recommend eating a good meal before you go over there, because they're not going to stop. And then I did 2 in one day, because I went to Barton 1792 Distillery, which is about 150 miles. I don't think it's that far, but it's a pretty good distance from down the highway from southwest of Frankfort. I did that in the morning, and then I went to Buffalo Trace in the afternoon, because I had some Mexican food in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, before I went there. It was just like, you just keep going and you keep having more things to do. The Howling Madness says, are those book boxes behind you? Yes. Hadn't gotten any comic books in since coronavirus started, but DC Comics said, no, we're going to still make them. They'll give you credit. They're not going to cheat you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Blake TV. I don't have vodka, Blake. But like I said, I could get that Velikov vodka, $3.99 a liter, $3.99 a liter from Heaven Hill. I'm not a vodka guy. All right, so they're both gold. The Sir Malcolm is paler, though. I said it. It says in the bottle, pale. What does it say? Oh, no, soft and mellow, but it is pale. I remember that from Sir Malcolm. It's pale. Man, look, Sir Malcolm is so cheap. And it's what, $9.99 a bottle, $10.99 at the worst case scenario. Some places sell the big handle bottles. Do, some don't. I don't know. Is it a rail whiskey, a well whiskey? I guess it is. I mean, stores sell it. But then stores sell well whiskey, you know. We were at that bar in Noonan, Georgia, and I was asking a lady. I said, "Let me see y'all's well whiskeys and bourbon and rum and all." And she was showing me, and I said, "Yeah, I know all these brands stuff that I drink." And I said, well, what about brandy? She couldn't find the brandy. I don't know about the brandy. I was like, that tells you how often people order brandy. She couldn't even remember if they had one. You know they do. Every bar is going to have brandy. She didn't know. And then I noticed in the cooler they had Smirnoff Ice, flavored malt liquor. I said, Smirnoff Ice. Oh boy, you got that here at the bar? She says, yeah. And then some people order it. And she was like, grown men order this. And she was mocking them, you know, for ordering that. But I was thinking, I hope you don't tell them that, you know, because you got a bar, whatever people order, you just approach them like you would anybody else. The same person ordering Johnny Walker Blue Label for $22 a shot or whatever you're charging, you treat them the same way as you treat the guy ordering the Mickey's malt liquor in the, you know, the Seagram's Ice original, because Smirnoff Ice, sorry. Talking about comic books, they had people with you got whiskey snobs, beer snobs, and liquor snobs. They got comic book snobs. I remember years ago, like over 30 years ago, I was at a comic book show in the 80s. I know it was in the 80s. I know where it was. It was at the Travelodge in Kenner, Louisiana, which that building has been demolished. They used to have a good convention over there, and you could sign up for the whole weekend, and they had like a dance on Saturday night, a dance, like a literal dance. And they had music and they had ice cream by the pool. And they had video showings like Battlestar Galactica. The Godzilla brothers were there with they had lectures about comic books and stuff. So it was very serious. It wasn't cosplay, you know, people showing up wearing costumes. It was like a serious thing. And I mean, there might have been some of that, but the focus was the comic books. But I was over there, and this guy had Black Panther #1 from 1977, Jack Kirby. Beautiful condition, too. I mean, we talking about cheap. This was only like 11 years after it hit the market. And he had them for like cut rate. And I said, I want these. And he looks down and he says, wow. I'm like, wow, that's great customer service. Insult your customer. You know, what a person with no kind of sense, you know. Hello, Ron. Hey, Max Walt from the Russian Federation. So I remember him saying, wow. But now I'm the one saying, wow. Because what did I pay for that whole set? $5 at the most. I'm talking about from number 1 to number 14 when Jack Kirby left the series. And now since the movie came out and everything, you wouldn't get one of those for $15. You wouldn't get one of those for $15, and not in the condition I got them in. I mean, I don't know if they're perfect, whatever you call perfect, but they're close to it, boy. And they're over 40 years old. Yeah, you laughed at me, but see, that's what I'm saying. You don't run a ballroom and then ridicule customers for ordering a Budweiser. You know, my father, he's like that. We could go to Baskin Robbins or a specialty ice cream shop. They could have 200 flavors. They could have 200 flavors, same price, any flavor. What's he going to order? He's going to order vanilla. I don't care. That's what he's going to order. I say, what are you doing? I mean, you could have nutmeg triple chocolate. Well, I want vanilla because that's what I like. I said, okay. And they got people like that. They could go to a beer shop, bar where every beer is the same price, $2 a glass, special, summer special. Hetty Topper, you know, Pliny the Elder. And you know somebody's going to go in there and say, I want Budweiser. Yeah, but it's the same price for everything. That's what I like. You know, this is what they're going to do. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't. Everybody else would be in an uproar. What are you doing? Oh, what do I think is going to happen in this taste challenge? Well, I think Sir Malcolm's going to win. Why? Is it really great? No. It's just that Grants is failing miserably, actually, and it's $15.99 a bottle. So it's at least $5 more a bottle. But it's harsh, and I think I got my eyes closed because you know, I don't want to glance because you know the Sir Malcolm is slightly lighter, and that pale appearance is going to tip me off. Sir Malcolm is pale, and I'm gonna tell you another reason. It's got a little bit more bread dough flavor, which is coming from single malt whiskey. You say $10.99, it's $10 a bottle. It's not going to have any kind of single malt flavor. Well, it does. I didn't say it had much. Oh, the Howling Madness says that's back when conventions were fun. Now it's all big business and big money. Oh yeah, I hadn't gone to a comic book convention in so long. I used to go, and it cost what, $4 to get in, you know, something like that. And they had all these dealers everywhere selling books. Oh, and they would deal. I mean, you could make some deals, incredible. And then there was all kind of underhanded stuff going on. One guy's like, "Hey, you want to come look at my van? We want to sell some comics, you know, off the record." I said, "Okay." When they opened that box, I could not believe what I was looking at. I just remember thinking, I could not believe what I was looking at. I thought they were going to show me, you know, some old random junk, you know, in terrible condition. But when I looked in that box, my jaw, I just gasped. I said, "Oh yeah, well, you know, I just, crazy." That was a day, to say the least. But they would have great conventions, man. Where do you think I got all these books? That man had Incredible Hulk. Perfect. He would read them once, put them in a bag, and never touch them again. An old doctor. He was a retired doctor. I said, "How are your books in such good condition?" He said, "Well," he was a medical doctor. He said, "I would get them, and I would read them, or put them on a table, like a kitchen table, and read them, turn each page carefully, like that. Then I would put them flat, put them away, and never touch it again." And he was selling them for $1. He didn't care. He was just trying to get rid of them. He didn't want them anymore. He was so meticulous in his care. Everybody, he was a legend because everybody would go to him. You know, he was a legend. He was a legend, a legend. That was the old days, man. Now it's all big time, big market, cost you a fortune to get in. It's all people with costumes. I don't want to be part of that. This smells like Sir Malcolm because it's mild. I was so glad I started buying comic books before Batman came out in 1989. I really started buying them in bulk before it got hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, comic books were sort of in the doldrums in 1986, 87, 88, early 89. It was like a dead thing. You could go and buy X-Men. 80 cents a copy. Bought Giant Size X-Men #1 for 80 cents. Of course, I think that guy was up to some no good stuff, but I didn't know. I heard rumors, but I don't know. I just bought the book. Okay, so but once Batman came out, everything changed. That was it. The prices were through the roof. The good old days were over. But I got mines before all that. And once that hit, that was it. It was a different world. This one's mild too, but it's well, no, it's cereal grain, but it's not so mild. You see, there's a background harshness on the nose, like a kind of grain. And I say, I know that's got to be you, Grants, screaming at me all loud and unrefined and rough. Now, is the 25-year age Grants much better than this? You would assume it's probably $200 a bottle, not $15.99. I know I started at the base. That's what I do with these. I start at the base model and I go up. Of course, I did a piggyback on I played not piggyback. What do you play? Leapfrog. I played Leapfrog with Johnny Walker because I was impatient. I bought Johnny Walker red, and then I Leapfrog all the way to blue. I said, well, I'll be 100 years old when I get to try to blue at this rate, picking through everything and just slowly climbing the ladder. I said, what I'm going to do, wait till I'm 100 and try it? Couldn't wait. I bought it. Yeah, it was $220 a bottle, but like the James Bond said, you only live twice. All right, here we go. That never happened to the other guy. Yeah, I know. Different movie. We have all the time in the world. I'll tell you what, though, when Blofeld shot Tracy, I was trying to get that guy. I was trying to find him. You don't shoot Diana Rigg Holmes without everybody trying to track him down. Of course, it's a movie. He's not a real person. I didn't have to really track him down, but everybody was trying to get him. Don't play that. That was wrong. Coward. All right, this is kind of harsh, though, man. I'm drinking this, and it's not too smooth. You say, what about the smoke? Yeah, what about it? It ain't in here. What about the peat? Yeah, what about it? It ain't in here. What does this taste like? Kind of like box cereal without the sugar. It's like a multigrain bar with no flavor. I'm telling you, this stuff is like. I'd go to one of those vintage radio conventions, retro computer convention, flip my Mad magazine collection for a good 10 years ago. Watch your smoke, Johnny. Stay gold. I can't say too much more behind that. Okay. Stay gold. All right. They don't taste the same, but ooh, golly, why would you want to drink something that's like, oh, why are you so harsh? Ugh. These things are like sandpaper or something. They're just, ugh. For man, beautiful. No, it's not beautiful. Oh, which one of these would I rather have? Honestly, neither. Oh, he's really out there. Can't travel out in space. You can't go out in space. You can't travel out in space. What are you going to do? It's dialectic logic. Okay. This is the way the whiskey ends, man. Not with a bang, but with a whisper. You'll call in the airstrike. Airstrike. I think I know the answer now. I think I know the answer, y'all. Which one is better? I don't think you want to use terms like better in this competition. I think you want to use terms like less abrasive, less jarring. I know what some people are going to say. It's a macho whiskey. It's for a real man. You know, be rough. If you smoke a cigar, go get some backwoods smokes. Backwoods. Backwoods is much milder than this. You are not my. All right. Anyway, then my boss. He's not so big. He's just tall. That's all. All right. I'm the best there's ever been. And I did go down to Georgia last month, but I went up to Georgia, up east, northeast to me. Ha ha. Brother John Birch. Man, look, this is the Sir Malcolm because I can handle it better. It's not as, it's a little smoother. It's got a little more bread though. I knew it's got more sugar. Don't take this wrong. I'm not trying to say it's good. It really isn't that good. I paid $9.99. That's about as much as I'd ever pay. I bought it once, won't buy it again. I bought Grants once, won't buy it again. I mean, I'm gonna buy the other levels. You understand? I buy the other levels. I bought the XL. Then I'll buy the XLT. Then later I'll buy the King Ranch. All right. Oh, Grants, let me say this to you. Dear Grants, you've done so bad. Yes, he died. 83 years old. Would you drink either of these neat or would they both benefit from mixing? I think mixing is about the only way that they can be tolerable. I'm tolerating it with great stress. I mean, oh. I would recommend these in the sense of, yeah, I never had it, so let me check it out. Okay, I do the same thing, no problem. But what I recommend is actually to buy and drink. Oh, come on, no way. No way. Are you crazy? Oh, last sip. You see, when you drink a whiskey and every sip you say, ouch. No. To me, that's not a good sign. I got one hand in my pocket. With the other, I'm making a peace sign. All right. I'm brave, but I'm chicken. All right. Oh yeah, come shining through. This is the Sir Malcolm, because as offensive and angry as it makes me offensive. It doesn't offend me, it makes me offensive. You are what you drink. You're only as pretty as you feel. It's not as harsh as the Grants. And I'm not taking it for granted. I think it's the Sir Malcolm because it's got the bread dough at the end. Does it have a lot of it? No. Does it have enough of it? No. Is it particularly enjoyable? Oh, no. But it is less depressing. You say, I want to, now you might say, I don't know what it means to be depressed. I hear people saying that. I'm depressed. I got depression. Okay, fair question. Drink these two. You'll understand the feeling. A feeling down inside. Oh, yeah. And that's what you're going to, everybody had a good year. They let the hair down. All right. Yeah, I pulled my socks up. All right, here we go. 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 Boy, that better that if that says Grants, I'm gonna feel like Jiminy Cricket. Ha ha ha, but it doesn't say Grants. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Stand and deliver. That's it, Adam. That's it because I knew it. I knew it. I bought some candy today, y'all. I got it right. So Grants, I only got it wrong once, and I'm not going to get it wrong again, I don't think. What do I have to look for with the Grants? What's the little calling card? What's the signpost? If I was a Freemason, I'd be looking for a signpost. The harshness, the abrasiveness, the generalized unpleasant flavor. Oh, look at this glare. That's like Glare Chenault. Fighting Tigers. All right, Glare Chenault. All right, I bought some candy today, y'all. Whoops, backwards. I forgot. Y'all want some candy? I don't know. This candy box reminds me of some other kind of box. But I could be confused. All right, so Grant, you lose again, you old loser. You losing loser who loses. All right, and as we close out, I have one last little thing to say to you all. How are you going to drink the rest of the bottle? Good question. Very slowly. Only in taste challenges. And always with mental preparation. You know what I'm saying? Get myself mentally prepared to be sad. That's right. Actually, I'm not joking. Y'all want to see what I bought today? Anybody want to see what I bought today? I'll show you. But if you don't say anything in 1 minute, I'm gone till the break of dawn on Thursday. Well, I actually have some recorded videos to post tomorrow, but I got some stuff I bought today. And I thought it was a great price, honestly. I thought it was a great price. Okay, show us. Oh, well, if you insist. Y'all like those candies? It's making a peace sign. All right. Isn't it ironic that the song's not about irony? All right, anyway, $5 for a 1.5 liter bottle. I figured this stuff could be horrible, and I'd feel like I got. Do I know anything about Vintage Crush? Yeah, exactly nothing. Vintage Crush. What does the label look like? It looks like a dish towel, maybe. Lodi, California. It says medium dry, medium dry. It's Pinot Grigio. Okay. I'm game for $5 on a closeout at Walmart. I say, what the heck? Don't know a thing about it. $5. That's $2.50. That's $2.50 for a regular bottle. Now, here's the next one. I got my spine. I got my Orange Crush. There he was, gone. Okay, sure. Okay. The Howling Madness says, oh boy, you are a glutton for punishment. I don't know if I'm a glutton for punishment because I don't know anything about it. It might be wonderful, you know. I had the Oak Leaf Merlot, and I thought it was going to be the worst. I said, get ready. Get prepared. But you know what? I've been sipping on that. They've improved that. I don't care what anybody says. It's been improved. It was so ratchet. It was like Nurse Ratchet the first time I had it. I wanted to go on a boat ride. But after that, it got better. Okay, here's something called Rex Goliath, the legend. The legend of who? The giant 47-pound rooster Cabernet Sauvignon. Bold and smooth flavor. What do I know about Rex Goliath? You guessed it, nothing. You say Cab Sav. You can't drink Cabernet Sauvignon. You eat that wine. That's wine that people eat. It's like a stew. You eat it more than drink it. I know all that. It's from Spain. 13.5% alcohol. Oh, let's go to the Ringling Brothers barn. All right, 13.5. Oh. What is the ABV on the Vintage Crush? 13% alcohol. Oh. I'm going to call Studs Lonigan. All right, now anyway, that's the end of that presentation. The video is now over. And I got nothing else to say. Except that Grant's lost again. They're consistent. Now, I'll give them that. They're consistent. They consistently lose to underlings, to has-beens, to bums. And I don't care. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for that nice comment. And I don't care. Like the comedian said, I don't care. 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 Gives you the bums rush. Yeah, it gave me the bums rush. All right. And in the Bowery Boys, there was a